Pretty good.
I forgot this team existed. I was getting ready to get excited about the Roosters, to be honest.
The Dragons have lost Jared Beale, Eddie Blacker, Billy Britton, Adam Clune, Dufty Ellis, Lomax, not the
other Lomax, Hayden Lomax,
McGuinness, Marin, Norman Pereira, Sawney Esu, Vaughan, and Walami.
Talk about some dead wood. Fuck.
And they've gained George Burgess, Go to Sleepski, Mbai, Mocha, Molo, Ufu, Sua, Sully, and Aaron Woods. And they've re-signed Fulmiano.
Oh, that's one of the best things you've ever done. Go to Sleepski.
Sleepski. This show might be making some people do that. Let's talk about the Dragons. Their best 17 might look like Sloan, Ramsey, Bird, Lomax, Ravalawa, Amone, Hunt, Woods, McCulloch, Burgess, Sims, Sewer, DeBellin, Mbai, Alvaro, just for Ollie, Gazowski, and whoever else I'm going to throw in there.
I hope Sloan
What a side.
gets the one for the entire fucking season.
And
because if they don't,
it's madness not
Hook's
to.
got fucking rocks in his head.
And there's some Fane eyes in there and that sort of thing. But Barney, take it away with the Dragons.
Oh, where the Dragons finish this year is completely dependent on their coach. If Hook does not play these young kids, if he doesn't have the fee guys, the Amones, Sloan in this team for the majority of the season, they will finish closer to last than they'll finish to the top 8. I expect that
he does have that dirty old boys feel, doesn't he?
He does a little bit. And if he wants to do that in the forwards, I'm happy for him to do that in the forwards because he's got some pretty tough and robust forwards there that will do a job that will get them close enough. But if he doesn't play these young kids, they will run in the bottom 4. But I expect that he will play. Sloan has to be locked in at 1. Amone at 6. Sullivan, I'm expecting to probably play at hooker. And then your fee guys out in the centres. And if he can put those guys on the field for the majority of the season, I think you'll see quite a better performance out of this Dragons team than what you saw last year. And I've got them finishing 11th at the end of the season.
Yeah, I've got exact same. I think with the Dragons, well, if you look within 2 to 3 years, if they play their cards right, and I pretty much agree with everything you've said about the young guys, if they play the cards right, bring them in, they're going to be a consistent top 8 team in a couple of years with these young guys coming through. But we saw last year, for whatever reason, Hook has just not been playing them as much as he should be, if it's preferring the old guys that he used to coach at Brisbane or whatever. The Dragons are a team I can realistically see finishing 15th. They're a team I can realistically see finishing 10th, depending on who Hook picks to play in the team each week. They're a team with a lot of potential, but they're also a team with a fair bit of baggage as well. It's weird. It's sort of half and half. They're teetering here. I do have them 11th. I've got them sort of halfway there, but I think, did they finish 11th or 12th last year? Anyway, they finished sort of around there. I feel like they'll have a similar finish to 2021, but we'll see them in a much more positive light if these young boys play, because I don't think they're a top 8 team even with them, but if we see that progression and we see that potential, we think, okay, there's an actual plan at this club, and they realistically could make the 8 within a couple of years. They're sort of going to be a team that's going to be running around that mediocre sort of area,
taking wins and losses off everyone.
Wins and losses. Yeah. They'll probably beat a team maybe like Cronulla once, or like Parramatta, or the Titans, or whoever, and get a surprising big win. But that's probably their ceiling there. But they could also be a team who loses to a Cowboys, right? Or Newcastle. It sort of depends on how it happens. I am looking forward to seeing the Dragons progress over the next 2 to 3 years, as I said. But for this year in particular, I'm concerned.
They just remind me of, what they remind me of actually is the senior cricket teams we've played in the last few years, where you find a couple of young guns and just throw them against a bunch of the old blokes that should be much better suited to not playing cricket. But I am not as optimistic as you. I think they finish lower. I think they finish 14th, 15th. They've picked up a bunch of nothing. They're going to throw, unless these young kids are really good, which I hope they are, they're going to whack around and get beaten up and be happy to have a beer after the game, and that'll be them. How do you put faith in any more? And God bless them, Mbai or a Woods or and those sort of blokes. I think they're just going to potter around and hopefully bring on because I believe they've got a really, really red hot underage team Is that right?
Yeah, well,
They've-
with these juniors
Yeah.
coming through, yeah.
Look,
Yeah. So they're gonna. This is a placeholder season for them to be better 2 years down the road.
Yeah.
Did you have Moses Suley in their top 17?
Did I? No, I didn't. But he should be.
I think you should, definitely.
I think they'll be bottom four, Daggy. I'm with you. I think that the kids are good, but they'll need some time. If they play them, it's just a lot to put in one season. I think you
Yeah.
can get away with one or two, but if there's 4 or 5,
Well,
I think that I agree with Ollie. That's looking towards the future, which is probably what they have to do. They've lost Deadwood, but they haven't gained anything either. In terms of that, like you went through the losses, and Barney sort of saying Deadwood, they've lost Deadwood, but
Yeah.
my biggest problem with the Dragons is they've got no size. They're small. They'll be
Yeah.
the smallest team in the competition, and the kids they're bringing in,
And even
are
like-
they're small.
And
Sloan,
even
Amon, Sullivan,
But even your Sewers and DeBellin aren't big.
they're not big.
They're not big.
DeBellin, like Josh Kerr and that, they've got a few blokes with some size. Sims and Maguire and those blokes, if they play.
And the
they-
cuddly teddy bear.
The big teddy
That's
bear.
what I mean. So they're not, they don't have any size, and they bring someone like Woods in. So does he play Woods and Maguire
Yes,
and
he will.
those
Yeah,
blokes?
absolutely he
That
will.
you've probably got to play.
I'm tipping
But I
he start.
don't-
He will start every old bloke
Woods
he's
and
got
Maguire.
to start
Yeah.
with.
in terms of that, which I can't see him being out of the bottom 4. The kids are good.
Biggest bloke in the
but they'll
team's on the
need some
wing.
time. Well, that's what I mean.
Yes, Ravalawa.
Like in terms of that, I just
Yes.
their size concerns me.
Fair enough.
And go forward and where's that coming from? Where's Ben Hunt getting a chance to play off some dominance in the forwards? And I just don't think they're going to get it. And then that's going to be the old, Ben Hunt's shit, and we're overpaying a bloke. And, I'm not his biggest fan, but I don't know that he deserves the criticism.
He
No,
over-
definitely not.
Last year, no
he
way.
overperformed last
in
year.
terms of that. And I think if they're getting dominated in the forwards, how's Ben Hunt supposed to really do anything? He's going to have a rookie 5'8" outside him, probably in looking at their thing.
I think it'll be Mbai at the start.
You know what? Personally, I would put Jack Bird at 6.
Yeah, I would
To
too.
start the season, I would put Jack Bird at 6, Lomax in the centres with one of the Fee Guy boys in the centres, and you've got Jack Bird there, rugged, tough, defend. He's played 5'8" at a high level.
And his last
So-
year was probably his best year.
So I would
since he left
probably
the
play
Sharks, yeah.
Jack Bird. I wouldn't be protecting him in the centres anymore, saying he's injury prone. He's had a year. If
He's
he gets
injury
injured,
prone,
he gets
so
injured.
be it, yeah.
That's right.
Well, they've got options now as well, right? With
I-
Sullivan and Mbai.
So I think that they've probably got to start with Bird at 6 to have any chance moving forward to win
5
6 or
games.
7 games.
Yeah. I think we're all in agreement that we're all looking at. Yeah, they'll struggle to finish in higher than 14th.